Fellow tennis nerds, I hope all is well. I'm in Sweden, just played some tennis. It's almost every day. Thanks to Kevin Sala, I got a sheet from the ATP 250 in Atlanta. Their string tensions. Few interesting things, some not so surprising things. I'm not going to dwell on this too long. If you have any questions, you can put them in the comments. I try to read all the comments, but my time is extremely limited as my one-man band. Let's have a look at the sheet and see some interesting findings. And generally, it looks like string tension is going down. The string tensions are going lower. They can adjust the control with the spin, so they swing obviously faster these days. And it seems like in most cases, the string tensions are relatively low. Then you have a guy like Kokinakis, hits big, huge forehand. He uses 60 pounds. That's kind of old school string tension, especially for a poly. That is pretty high. But you have Isner, 35 pounds. And you have one thing that I really noticed that is very strange. Is to me, Marcelo Melo uses 19 kilos on his head velocity. And I don't know if this is a, typo or something, but that's a multi-filament string below 20 kilos. That should be a rocket launcher. That should mean that he needs to go and move the strings all the time. I know the kind of the black velocity 130 gauge is pretty controlled for a multi-filament string, but still that's something that you don't see on the ATP Tour a lot. So the doubles players overall seem to go lower in tension, need more touch, need more power on the serve, bit free help on the return. Makes sense for that type of game. But generally you're seeing lower tension. You don't see the Manarino style tension of 19 pounds, which was the last reported tension that he used. Recently won a grass court tournament, as you know, in Hall of Fame championships there in Newport. And with 19 pounds, it's all about, touch and really contacting the ball perfectly. You're getting a lot of trampolining from the strings. And that trampoline effect can be tough to control. It's something I personally struggle with for my game. But you do get more power, you do get better comfort. And so there are things there to consider, but you need to time the ball perfectly. I found it to be better when attacking than when you're on defense, where you really need to dig up a ball. So I really felt like when you're trying to defend, you feel like the ball is sailing a bit more, and that's much more difficult to control. While on attack, you get extra power, so you don't need to move the racket so much, and the ball dips in kind of. So if you have tried low tensions, when I'm meaning low, I mean really low. I'm talking 30 pounds or below. Make a comment below. Keen to see what kind of tensions you play with overall. Maybe we should do a YouTube poll, because I'm very curious about this topic. Most players are in the kind of 50 to 55 pounds range. That seemed to be the kind of older tradition, medium, firm control segment. And that's what I am and what most of my friends are. But now with the pros who can generate so much topspin and have so much racket head speed to control the ball, they are going down to 44 pounds, 40 pounds. And you're seeing some really interesting string tensions here. You also have a lot of gut still, but always in a hybrid. You don't see full bit of gut, you see gut and some hybrid string. There is one pretty unknown string brand here, which is fun to see, one of my favorites, Tourline Caviar. That string I really like. It's very soft string, but it has a nice property when you play with it, and in the beginning it plays quite controlled as well. So it's a very good string. Jason Jung uses that here, so that's pretty cool to see more unknown string brands also on the Pro Tour. When it comes to the rackets, you cannot really tell so much from what they've listed here on this beautifully handwritten whiteboard. I haven't been there, so I don't know how they do this, but this is very, very nice handwriting. If you've seen my handwriting, this is very impressive. But as you can see, there's a lot of gut element, gut tour bite, gut olive power rough, and gut hawk. So a lot of gut. 4G soft, quite rare string on the tour. Dunlop strings relatively rare. The explosive tour, they have explosive bite and explosive spin as well. Olive power is still there, but it's lost a little bit in popularity. I think there's a lot more competition with these string tensions. Lynx Tour is a string that I think really works well with a lower tension. Here we see Dominic Kupfer with 45 pounds in his Prestige. Not sure exactly what Prestige that is. Not that many poly hybrids, two polys. There's Confidential and Tour Bite Soft, and never seen that combination before. Quite interesting. Evan King uses that. Maxime Cressy plays very, very standard in the way it uses Tour Bite and 54 pounds, but then he uses two different rackets with different weight on them, one for serve and one for return. So that's pretty funny. So watch Cressy and you see that he has actually two rackets, or at least one racket behind him, of course. Yeah, so that's some interesting string tensions. If you have any observations, any information you want to share with the tennis nerd community, because this is a community, let me know. I always like talking about this stuff. And put your string tension in the comments below. Are there any really low string tensions out there, or maybe super high string tensions? I know when I started playing tennis again after like 10 years break, it was a lot of like really high tensions. Even with poly, you didn't know what you were doing, so you're stringing like 30 kilos almost with the polyester string, and no wonder there are arm issues out there if you're stringing that high. The poly plays best with that slightly lower tension, in my opinion. You're getting that kind of little bit of springiness, but then thanks to the snapback, the ball kind of drops in over and over again. So I think that's worth considering if you have never tried it before. If you want help choosing a string, choosing a racket, choosing a tension even, check out my consultation service on the website. There will be a link in the description. Thanks for watching. As always, have a nice day, and don't forget to play some tennis.